Wow, this thing is great. Hello, people watching car reviews on the internet. Welcome to this, a 2023 Ford Maverick Tremor. This is the most off-road capable version of Ford's baby pickup. And today we're gonna get up in the air, nerd out in the tech specs, see exactly what they changed to make this an off-road version, and then go put it to work in the dirt. That's cute. Oh, it's got a Steely out back. This thing's covered in mud. Someone had fun. 215, 60, 17. That's not full size. Jeez, look at how long this pipe is coming out the back. What is that? That's weird. It's got like a little bandage on the piping. And despite this Tremor having a tow hitch, it's only capable of towing 2,000 pounds. Well, that mud flap's kind of pointless if it's all exposed on the top right there. First up on this new Tremor Maverick, the most critical component that makes this thing off-road capable is right here. This guy right here is the Dana twin clutch rear differential unit with a 3.81 final drive ratio. In a nutshell, the way this thing works is there is a clutch on either side of that rear diff unit, which is capable of locking up to maintain traction to either one of these rear wheels whenever needed. It can send up to 100% of the torque to either left or right, and up to 70% of it is available to come from the front back here to these rear wheels. As far as the suspension goes, it is a multi-link trailing arm setup with an aluminum lower. Everything else is constructed as steel. The springs are unique to the Tremor, adds up to 0.8 inches of ground clearance, as well as these unique Tremor dampers. Who are you made by though? FOMO Co. Well, it's just made by Ford, huh? Okay. Supposedly the axle shafts are also upgraded for the Tremor. They're still pretty dinky, like as big around as the fat part of my thumb. I'm guessing they're just longer to cope with the increased ride height and suspension travel. Well, that's interesting. Is that just like a little bash guard to protect the RDU? Or is this structural bracing? As far as the rear anti-sway bar goes, that thing measures in at approximately 23 millimeter in diameter. The little Maverick is built on Ford's C2 platform, which essentially means this is a reincarnated Ford Focus for North America turned into a pickup. And this Tremor XLT 4x4 weighs in at 3,807 pounds. Are you kidding me? Oh man, they're literally 2 generations and 20 years apart. How is this the same? I can't do this right now. Stainless in, muffler, mild aluminized steel out. Mid-pipe measures in at approximately 60 millimeter, which in SAE is 2 and a fraction. How people don't understand metric and think this is easier is beyond me. Yep, that's not a skid plate, that's hairy cardboard. Same with the other side. Woo, that was a bad idea. Transversely mounted all-wheel drive systems. Not much room for maintenance. Now there's only one transmission available with these all-wheel drive Mavericks, and it is the 8F35 8-speed automatic. And in my opinion, that is the Achilles heel of a Maverick because it is rated for a maximum torque input of just 350 Newton meters, which is 257 pound-feet, 20 pound-feet less than what the engine produces. Suspension-wise, you have an independent McPherson strut design, aluminum lower, a Zim gonna come in to be exact, steel knuckle, larger springs for increased ride height and those unique Tremor dampers. Front anti-sway bar measures in at approximately 27 millimeter. Here's where things get beefy though. Got a rugged aluminum skid plate, super thick, which essentially just transitions right into the steel subframe, so pretty well protected underneath the drivetrain. And for those of you that notice, yes, the Maverick has its own unique front bumper, which gives you a ton more approach angle. I'll get to that stuff later when we take it off-road. These tow hooks are powder coated though, like a matte mustard. I'm so obsessed with that color. Definitely don't want to send it too hard though, because you'll slam these active arrow shutters in the front. Time for the braking test. Nobody behind me. Ready? Go. Yeet. That was solid. That was just like so straight and steady. Little bit longer distance-wise than I was hoping for, but very controlled feeling. That braking was just accomplished thanks to a little single piston floating caliper with a 325mm or 12.8-inch front rotor. The wheels, special to the Tremor, they're 17x7 with a positive 37.5mm offset. I love the gunmetal finish with the little mustardy gold insert right there. They're wrapped in a set of 235, 65, 17-inch Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires, which I'm gonna put these to the test in a little bit. Unfortunately, it's got that hairy cardboard fender liners, which are hard to keep clean. Back here you get plastic fender liners though, good. Out back there's another single piston caliper with a 302mm or 11.9-inch rotor, and the wheel and tire, same size as you get up front. Oh, these are black. The Ford logos are black instead of blue. The strut mounting location is the same on the C170 chassis as the C2. In the name of science, I'm now going to give this thing the beans. Bolstering check. It's a cloth seat, so it sticks you to it a little bit, which helps the bolstering. It's got a little bit of bolstering, a tiny bit. I don't know if you can really consider this cloth. It's more of a denim, and it has Bert Gummer's middle name embroidered on it. As far as drive modes go, down here in the center, I have a button that says Tremor with a checkered flag, a snowflake, and a leaf. I can depress that, not to make it sad. I can go from normal to tow haul to slippery, mud ruts, sand, and back to normal. I love that the traction control button is a picture of a tire doing a burnout. Hold that button down, disable traction control, okay. All right, let's see what this thing can do. Give it a little assistance. Let it eat. All right. Hey, that wasn't too much of a delay. Ooh, that's a big delay though, between second gear and third. That's good. You can definitely feel the torque management preserving that transmission. It's big pause between gears. Pop. No hood struts. Well, my Bronco didn't come with one either, so that's fine. Well, that's wild. The windshield glass is lower than the body line of the fender. It actually comes down into the engine bay a little bit. Underneath the hood of the 2023 Ford Maverick Tremor is the 2.0 liter dual overhead cam direct injected all aluminum EcoBoost 4-cylinder that produces 250 horsepower at 5,500 RPM and 277 pound-feet of torque at 3,000 RPM. It's not exactly the prettiest of engine bays. They didn't put any plastic cover to dress things up under. Holy shit, look how cute this is! I've ate grapes bigger than this thing. That is the most adorable oil fill cap ever. And conveniently located right next to it is the oil dipstick. Digging a little deeper into this Gen 2 2-liter EcoBoost, it has a forged crank, forged powder metal rods, aluminum pistons, a 9.3-to-1 compression ratio with an 87.5 by 83.1 millimeter bore in stroke. Now this does employ Ford's TIVCT, which stands for Twin Independent Variable Camshaft Timing. It is direct inject only, does not have port injection to clean the back of the valves. And it also has a single twin scroll turbocharger mounted to the back half of the engine, which is kind of hard to see. Yeah, that turbo's tucked way down in there by the firewall. It's not really the easiest to access. I'm also pretty sure it's a Borg Warner unit as well. Coolant expansion chamber looks like a gourd of some sort. Headlight bulbs are easy to access. Comes from the factory with an AGM battery. That's nice. Plastic composite intake manifold of equal length intake runners. See a charge pipe back here, also plastic, so that helps keep heat soak down. That's a pretty extensive looking inner fender structure right here, and also you can see part of this little frame that goes around the outside of the engine bay. It's weird that the horns are right here. You don't want to get a dent on this fender. Look where your washer fluid reservoir is. Doing anything up here on the accessory drive side would not be that fun. It's pretty cramped. I really hope Ford takes the 2.3 EcoBoost and the Focus RS all-wheel drive system and manual transmission and sticks it in one of these and makes a hot mini truck. I can't think of any better way to start off this off-road review than doing a little rally special stage, since this thing is kind of like a rally pickup truck. I mean, it's got Focus ST-RS underpinnings. I'm going to put this thing into sand mode because it's pretty sandy right here. And I'm also going to disable traction control because that's fun. See what this thing can do. Ready? Man, this thing sounds so incredibly mean. I cannot believe. Dude, look, it will get the ass end out super sideways. Oh my, this thing is incredible. It's like a Subaru STI with a pickup bed. Ford accidentally built something brilliant here with this little Maverick. I cannot believe this. I am so speechless right now. This thing is incredible. I think this thing is piping in more sound into the cabin in the sand mode because it's such a deep, grunty. I usually don't like fake engine noises, but it sounds so good. Flip a donut, come on. Go up this hill right here. Oh, it's got a big bump in the middle. Oh, this thing is great. Little sideways to correct myself at the top. Now I did this exact same hill with the non-Tremor all-wheel drive Maverick. There's a link up above if you want to check out that off-road review so you can see and compare the difference between the two packages. Now this one has almost 31 degrees of approach and 9.4 inches of ground clearance. That's 0.8 inches more ground clearance than the non-Tremor package and 9 degrees more approach angle. So that front bumper made a huge difference. I'm going to put this thing into sand mode still. I think it makes most sense for this surface. This right here will lock the four-wheel drive system right here down at that center clutch at the PTO. I'm going to lock the rear diff. While I don't have a low range for the four-wheel drive system, I do have a low button that's more so used for towing or going down a steep grade. All right, here it goes. Geez, this got way worse than the last time I did it. Winter really made that rut. It's like 3 feet deep in the center now. Oh, I'm on 2 wheels. Come on, little Maverick. Not even a problem. Like driving through a parking lot. This thing's a fucking beast. Absolute beast. I cannot get over this little Maverick. As far as going down goes, I have the trail control button. So I'm gonna select that. Trail control enabled, use set button to set speed. Oh, okay. You can hear it a little bit. It's a little audible in this thing. Some cars it's silent. Toyota's super loud. Not bad. The departure angle is just barely more than the non-Tremor package, probably because it's got the tow hitch back there. That's nice that they give you a lock on the tailgate because some people are assholes. Tailgate. See if you can scan that QR code off the screen and tell me what it does in a comment below. Oh, that's pretty neat. The roof is painted gunmetal like the wheels. Both gray, but they are different. Avalanche gray on the Maverick, cactus gray on my Bronco. The cactus gray has a little bit more of a greenish tone to it and it's a little darker. In my opinion, this is how you do a cheap interior correctly. Yes, the materials are Tupperware grade, but it looks nice in here. It's fun. Like the shapes going on right here in the door panel and the exposed Allen head hardware. Is it actually metal? It is. That's cute. The infotainment screen is right here. And it does, you can touch it. And it also has a cubby for something. That is the shape of a cell phone. That is where you can plug it in and charge it. Inside the center armrest lies a hole in which you can stow things. It has automatic climate control. That's cool. The cargo light actually has a picture of a truck. That right there is pretty basic. Gets the job done. It's a lot roomier than I remembered back here. Holy fuck, that's a big speaker. This thing's got huge speakers back here. Why no USB? Who actually uses those things anymore? Cup holders. There's a funnel back there in case you have to pee on the side of the road. I don't think that's what it's really for. You can tether your baby In case your baby likes tetherball, there's a thing back there for it. On road, this thing was actually a lot of fun too. I feel like there is a noticeable difference with the improved rear diff on this thing. And the Tremor specific dampers, off-road, they're doing a much better job at mitigating like these little tiny imperfections in the road. It still doesn't really do much if you yard sail it into a huge pothole, but fuel economy wise, for how much power this thing has and the fact that it's useful, it's a little pickup, it's actually fairly decent. With how expensive new vehicles are getting, I feel the Maverick really stands out because it's actually cool and desirable, and it's not a f***ing arm and a leg to buy one of these. Even this Tremor package, this is still realistic considering 32 grand plus destination and all that stuff makes it like 34. That's not bad. I know this is gonna sound like a bit of a joke, but if you were somebody that was really wishing there was a new Subaru STI in the market and you're considering the new WRX right now, cross shop it against a Maverick Tremor. Seriously, take one of these for a drive in the dirt and tell me I'm wrong, because this thing is so fun. First up is the bean score, the assessment of the feeling you get in your gut when you give it the beans. And this little rig is getting a rating of... Next is the cookie scores, the assessment of value, and this Maverick Tremor XLT, as equipped at just over $34,000, gets a rating of... Holy shit! Again, it just flew off. The thing's got some weight to it, could have knocked someone out. Next is the wrench score, the assessment of how easy something is to work on, and the Maverick gets a rating of... Next is the meatball score off-road assessment, and this little rig's getting a rating of... It's fucking beast. And lastly is the penguin score, the assessment on how much I personally like a vehicle, and the new Maverick Tremor gets a rating of... This is probably one of the best bangs for the buck as far as a new vehicle goes, hands down. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I'll see you soon with another. Bye.